Is August 23rd. I'm Matt Daniel. I'm the chairman of the Spirit of VMI Political Action Committee. Tonight, we have the privilege of talking with Mr. Juan Pablo Segura, who is a candidate for Virginia's 31st Senate District. Well, I'll let him explain exactly where that is. Before I introduce him, I'd like to introduce the vice chairman of the Spirit of VMI and welcome Clint Hubbard, class 1986.
Matt, hi, Mr. Segura. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Excited to be here. Thanks.
And class of 1988, our political strategy chair, if you will, our lead political strategist on our political action committee, 1988 graduate of VMI, Mr. Joe Eli.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for coming, Mr. Segura. Thanks for coming, Mr. Segura.
No, and 1988 is a great year because that was the year I was born. So
Nice.
I love it.
You had to do that, man. You had to go there. Well, let's hope that youth takes the day, you know?
Definitely brings the energy. That's for sure.
Well, that's good. So Juan Pablo, or should I call you Mr. Segura, or should I call you
Juan Pablo, please?
Okay. I did hear your campaign manager call you JP. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm going to call you Juan Pablo.
Well, how about this? After that endorsement, I'll take the JP. It's good.
All right, but you got to say VMI is good. You can get that out of the way right now.
I want to follow your structure, your format. So let's go.
Right.
Through.
Okay. So I don't know what you know about us. We're the Spirit of VMI. We were formed in about 2021 in preparation for the 2021 elections in November. We formed in February that year as a result of the onslaught that VMI received from then Governor Northam and the caucus that followed him and the variety of politicians that followed him. And then the newspapers and the media that followed, and VMI got besmirched pretty badly. So the group of us and some others got together. There's probably about 20 of us or so, got together and decided that it was the pain was coming from the political class in Richmond. So what's the best thing to do is to put pressure on the political class in Richmond by trying to have some of them lose their jobs in 2021. We were successful in that election, in that the governor and the executive branch was selected and the House of Delegates flipped. And not to say it was because of us, but we certainly didn't hurt the issue. We found that was good for us to do that. We had to then turn a little bit to political action or political activism to try to make things stick at VMI. And we've been doing that ever since until this election cycle, where we're turning back to a political action to find people like you to support that can support us in our goals in Richmond. And later on, we'll tell you just a little bit more about that. But that's who we are, and we appreciate you talking with us. We talked with a bunch of your colleagues already, but you're one of the key ones that we really wanted to talk to. So thanks for being here.
I appreciate it, and glad to be here and excited to share more about my race.
Well, if you can tell us just a little bit about your district, so you can draw the four corners, as it were.
Yeah, definitely. So my district is Senate District 31. I think someone mentioned it earlier. Might have been you, Matt. But I've got two counties in my district. I've got a chunk of each, Loudoun County and Fauquier County. And so if you are looking at the district east to west, my district starts at the Fairfax County, Loudoun County line. I have the northern part of Loudoun County. So I've got Algonquian, Cascades, Lansdowne. You keep moving west, River Creek, Leesburg. I have all of Western Loudoun. So if you folks at home know Purcellville, Lovettsville, and then I go down through Middleburg. And then I go into Fauquier County, and I've got the northern part of Fauquier. So basically everything from Warrenton north. I actually have a little piece that kind of dips underneath it to talk about, gerrymandering. It's a unique dynamic because it's like this circle that I don't have, and then I have everything around it. which is the town of Warrenton. So it's a big district. It's a pretty unique district in that it's one of the few suburban rural districts that exist, because if you look at Eastern Loudoun, it's incredibly dense from a suburban perspective. But as you move out west past Leesburg, really the landscape completely changes. You've got farms, vineyards. If you look at Fauquier County, more than 70% of Fauquier is in conservation easement. So it's really awesome, diverse, a lot of different issues that kind of come to a clash in the district, and it's perfect for really thinking about what the future of Virginia will look like, because there are a lot of different interests in there, and it's really exciting to be here as both representing the district and also living in the district, because my wife and I and my young son Luca, we love being here.
It is a beautiful part of the state, and spent some time there, and that's huge. I didn't know you went that far south. I know that you're spending a lot of time, shaking hands and kissing babies, as you said earlier. Can you tell us, and I want you to just take this away, and I'm not going to ask you any questions. I'm just going to ask you to tell me what you're hearing are the issues and where you stand on those issues. And then we do have a couple of questions, but for me, that's it. You just tell me what you got going on.
Yeah. So the top two issues that we're hearing from voters across the board is education and cost of living. Loudoun County, unfortunately, has been in the news for a lot of the wrong reasons. We should be talking about the beauty of the landscape and the incredible diversity of this area. But unfortunately, we're talking about school systems that refuse to be transparent, accountable, and provide a safe environment for students. And so a lot of what I hear on the ground talking to voters is, why can't we clean up the schools? Why can't we go back to teaching the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s and not the crazy ideologies that we're seeing in elementary schools? There are some books that are, talking about teddy bears transitioning from a he to a she, instead of thinking about, hey, how do we make sure that our students are well prepared for the 21st century, a global economy, and giving them the skills to compete and win. And so for me, really, we're ground zero for the education reform movement and for the parental rights movement. I've been, one of the things I promised when I announced my candidacy is that we would go on the offense. A lot of Republicans essentially play a lot of defense and hope that they can squeak out a win. I want to win by 10 points. And the way we're going to do that is by going on the offense. I sued the Loudoun County School Board for refusing to release an independent review that looked at 2 sexual assaults that happened in the schools in 2021. An independent law firm was hired. We, the taxpayers, paid for a review to occur. And the Loudoun County School Board, many of the school board members campaigned with a promise to actually release the review. And at the last second, they decided not to do that. So they lied to us. This is the complete opposite of what a school system should be doing. Should be transparent with the parents. And so we're making sure that we fight for parents. We empower parents at every step of the way. And that's a crucial part of my agenda. The second item that I talked about was cost of living. We all know inflation is through the roof. One of the biggest items that we're talking a lot about is we have a $5.1 billion tax surplus. The governor wants to give a tax refund to the citizens of Virginia, to hardworking families in Virginia. The radicals in the state Senate, that's controlled by the Democrats, are refusing to give people their money back. We've been overtaxed. We got to get that money back to hardworking families so that they can pay down their credit card bills. They can afford to maybe go on vacation. A lot of folks haven't been able to afford to go on vacation. And so it's a whole sequence of issues, from overtaxed, not thinking about major drivers of costs like energy costs. And so, those are really the 2 top areas that I hear a lot about. And these are things that we're gonna work for the people to make sure that people can afford to live in Virginia and this can be the best place to live, work, and raise a family.
Man, you don't know how refreshing it is to hear that you're going on offense, and we've been tracking what you've been doing. We love it. And I mean, we sit back with a smile on our face to watch some of the effects that you're getting, and we just love it. We talk a lot about the Loudoun County issue and the school issue, and it put some collateral pieces together around that. We haven't released them yet, but I think we're going to do that here pretty soon. But all that being said, that sort of tees up Joe Eli's question for you, I think, and you'll probably be able to educate us on your answer.
Juan Pablo, my concern statewide has been that our base, our Republican base, is not as energized as it should be in this type of election, the midterm that historically has a low turnout. What are you doing within your district to try to bring out the base, the Republican base?
Well, I'll tell you, in Loudoun County, the base is fired up because parents are getting undermined and obstructed from being able to participate in their children's education at almost every turn. So in Loudoun, the base is energized. Obviously, I'm a business owner. I'm a strategist. I like to think that I can execute on a vision, and so obviously we don't want to take anything for granted. We have to double down on the things that are working. We also have to think about winning and not by 0.5 points or 1 point, by 10 points. And how do we win by 10 points? Yes, we got to focus on the issues that matter, but we've got to be the party of the big tent. We've got to invite new voters to the Republican Party that believe in the governor's vision for Virginia. 12% of my district is Hispanic. 12%. It would be malpractice for me to not want to change the voting behaviors of Hispanics in this district. I'm the only Hispanic candidate in this area. I'm the only candidate that can speak Spanish fluently. I'm the only candidate that's going to the churches, that's going to the food drives, the Hispanic food drives, and spending time making sure that the Hispanic people have a voice in Richmond. And so whether it's the Hispanic population, whether it's we have a very diverse district. We have a big chunk of Asian voters, whether it's East Asian, South Pacific voters. And so, we're doing a lot of outreach in those communities. They're upset with, again, these radical ideologies and agendas in the schools where they're undermining merit and excellence, lowering standards. And we're seeing the effects of that. Test scores are falling through the floor in almost every layer of our public schools because of these ideologies. And so, again, if we can't be the party of the big tent, we're not thinking strategically, not just about my election. Yes, I want to win, but I want to issue or organize a renaissance of the Republican Party here in Virginia. And that's how we're going to do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. The party of the big tent. And don't play not to lose, play to win.
No, we're going to win big. And I mean, this is the district for folks that, you share this video to. This is the district that gets us to 20 in the state Senate. It's what allows us to get a majority in the state Senate through the lieutenant governor. I know Bill Wolf and some others have joined. And if he wins, he's 21. Siobhan Donovan's or 21, 22. I mean, that's how we run up the score, which we will. But this is a must-win seat because Youngkin won it by about a point, and obviously we need to carry this one home.
We spoke with Bill Wolf last night, and very entertaining, and it was a great discussion. So, thank you for that. Hey, Clint, you have something to ask Juan Pablo?
Sure, Juan Pablo. Very, I like your style. So thanks for that. But my question is more around VMI that I have in the background there, obviously. But the spirit of VMI Pike supports the time-honored values of integrity, leadership, patriotism, and the citizen soldier ethos that are really the essence of VMI. Can we count on your support or you supporting the spirit of VMI and our quest to keep these values alive and well at VMI?
Oh, absolutely. Hard work, excellence, a life of service. All these things are core things that I believe in and I know are manifested in today's VMI.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, I think that about wraps up what we have to talk with you about. We we sort of took a poll beforehand. If you were the man we thought you were, then we had agreed to go ahead and do the endorsement, because we're the political action subcommittee of the political action committee, so we have the the power to do that. So I'd like to offer you our support as much as we can, and as much as you need it. Your campaign, and we've been checking out the stats of your campaign. I mean, you're just kicking tail, and so I'm not sure how much help you need, but we'd love it if you
We
were
need
to
all the
apply.
help we can get.
Well,
This is going to be the most expensive race in Virginia. I'm putting a big chunk of money down myself, but I need help. So no, that means a lot, and it's an honor to work with you.
If you can tell us, we'll seal the deal here. If you can just tell us that that VMI is good, then I mean, it's kind of our tagline. So we'd like to think it's great, but right now, back in 2021, we just want to settle for people. Got to understand VMI is good, man. Don't believe what you're reading. So if you can tell us that, then I think we're good.
No, VMI is good, and we've got to make sure that we invest in the future of all Virginians, and VMI is obviously creating the next generation of leaders, and so we've got to support y'all, and so it's an honor to be here and to have your support.
Well, let us know how we can help. We'll send a financial donation, and we'll post this, and we'll send this to you so that you can use this as well if you'd like to. We've also cut some other things you may want to take a look at if you'd like to. But if there's anything else we can do to help, please let us know. We're behind you, and we'll be watching what's going on.
All right, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Juan Pablo. Best of luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
I believe him.
Yeah, I think he's the real deal. How about it, Joe?
Well, he he fully subscribes to my philosophy when it comes to campaigning and what the issues should be, and not being afraid of the cultural issues. So we'll see how, it'll really be a telltale race if he can win it while hammering those cultural issues. It really shows that that was the right course to take after all.
I mean, if I lived in Loudoun County or Fauquier County or wherever 31st Senate District is, I'd be voting for him. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he beat Benny P's state senator. He lives up there in Western Fauquier. So
it's a nice area. I've driven through there a lot and been around there. It's really nice.
Yeah.
The Plains. They call that
malpractice if I didn't bring out the Spanish vote.
Oh, and when he was talking about the schools, Matt, I really liked ABC 1, 2, 3. That one, and no crazy ideologies. That's a nice way to put it.